iHeart, get ready. Fantasy football is here. Welcome to the Scout Fantasy Show. ScoutFantasy.com is home to the Fantasy Football World Championships and the best players in the world. Real money winners giving their secrets to help you win. Now exclusively on iHeart. This is the Scout Fantasy Show with your host, the one, the only, Dr. Roto.
Everybody, it's Dr. Roto. Get out the insurance cards. Get out the copay. The office is open, my friends. All right. Week 5, and this is the first of the bye weeks. It could have been ugly, and oh man, speaking of ugly, Odell Beckham Jr. Roto. There's just no words. You know, say what you will about Beckham. You can love the guy, you can hate the guy, but you don't ever want to see a guy get injured like that. I mean, that was brutal, and if you watch it closely, if you're not turning away, you're just one of those people who loves gruesome injuries. I feel just as badly about J.J. Watt. Horrible. J.J. Watt, one of the great guys in the league. I mean, all the money he donated for Harvey. Just so sad to me. Just so sad. I never want to see players get hurt. I mean, you know, I'll laugh and say, hey, it will help if I saw a guy I'm playing as an injury, but I don't want to see a guy get hurt. And I certainly don't want to beat a guy because a guy's injured. I want to beat the guy because I'm better. Just a very, very sad day. And just for the New York Giants, and we'll start with the Giants. Shepard out. Lewis out, Marshall out, Beckham out. It just doesn't get any worse than this. But I want to give credit to our optimizer, because if you listen to the optimizer, it said Melvin Gordon was one of the top 5 plays of the week. And if you played Melvin Gordon, you might be my rich friend right now. I played Melvin Gordon all day and all night, had Melvin Gordon. I admit I had too much of Gurley. That was a mistake. Gurley fumbled that run in the end zone there, would have had a touchdown early in the game. That might have made a big difference. But Melvin Gordon looked great. 20 carries, 105 yards, 6 catches, 58 yards, and 2 touchdowns. As Gordon goes, the Chargers go. They need to get him started. It's as simple as that. Simple as that. Hunter Henry had a touchdown. You know the Giants are terrible against tight ends, so there's no shock there that Hunter Henry scored. You should have had him as well, especially on FanDuel. I know I did. All right, for the Giants, I just don't even know where to begin. I don't know where to begin. No Beckham, no Marshall, no Shepard, no shot. I mean, and plus, why wouldn't you put 10 guys in the box against Orlean Darkwa and Wayne Gallman? I mean, you got nothing. And then to make matters worse, Evan Engram doesn't get a catch. How is this humanly possible? To me, this reeks of bad coaching. Reeks of bad coaching. It's terrible. Ben McAdoo, gotta go. I think the Giants need to just start over. Reese, go. McAdoo, go. Roto, in. I'll take this job. I'll fix it. I promise you I'll fix it. I'm a fixer. All right, San Francisco and Indianapolis. I know we gave you Jacoby Brissett. I know we did. I thought of him as a Deshaun Watson light this week. And look, 314 yards. You didn't get a touchdown, but you got 14 yards rushing and a rushing touchdown. So that's right there with 7 points rushing, which is like 2 touchdowns passing. That's why Brissett is so good. Frank Gore could have done a little more. So here's the big thing with Frank Gore. They take him out in the goal line. They take him out. Had Robert Turbin in. I don't know why. Ugh. I want to see more Gore. Gore did okay, not special. But he did what I was expecting him to do. I said 50 yards. He had 48. He did have 3 receptions. It was T.Y. Hilton that looked great. 7 for 177. Looked fantastic. And by the way, Marlon Mack is terrific. So let me talk to you about Marlon Mack. The big knock against Mack was that he liked to run around the corner. He liked to run away from tacklers, which, can you blame him? Doesn't everybody want to run away? I know I would. But coming out of USF, they thought that he wanted to run around the edge. And that was going to be the problem, because in the NFL, guys are faster than they are at, USF. But if you watch Marlon Mack play, here's the deal. Frank Gore is so slow that you're not even ready for Marlon Mack, because when he comes out, you're like, whoa, I was just thinking about it was Gore. He's so fast that I thought they did a very good job of taking advantage of his speed. I thought that was actually very good coaching, which I never say for the Colts. All right, for San Francisco, I got to go back to the optimizer again. George Kittle. They called George Kittle. I actually played George Kittle on a few teams. He was $2,500, and it paid off. Oh, baby! Very happy about that. Pierre Garçon looked good. Marquise Goodwin looked good. Brian Hoyer looked good. The running game didn't look good. Carlos Hyde laid a big, fat, stinky egg. Big, fat, stinky egg. I didn't see that coming, but that was disgusting. That is not what I was anticipating. But I anticipated the Bengals beating the Bills. I told you as much. I told you the Bengals were one of my best bets of the week, and then later I found out that the Bills were 3-point underdogs. Bengals covered by 4. This was my lock of the week. Just was my lock of the week. All right, Tre'Davious White could not cover. Could not cover A.J. Green. No chance. None. 0. But more important than Green playing well was Joe Mixon scoring his first touchdown. You know, I'm an unabashed Joe Mixon guy. I mean, I may not like him personally, but I like him as a player, and I think he's going to get better and better. I really do. As for Buffalo, no Charles Clay, got injured early in the first quarter, maybe second quarter. Went 2 for 31 before he left the field. So that Buffalo came close without him. You know, that's a big accomplishment. Nick O'Leary, 5 for 54. Looking very good out there. LaShawn McCoy, 6 for 26. But where's Zay Jones? And Andre Holmes, Jones and Holmes, 1 reception between them. Those are your receivers. You're not winning any games if that's happening. Just not. Just not. All right, we gave you Carson Palmer, and I just had the wrong Carson this week. Palmer did nothing different than I thought he would do. 291 yards, a touchdown. I thought he would have had more. I thought Jerron Brown would have had a better game. I thought Fitzgerald would have had a better game. But Arizona did kind of what I expected. It was Philadelphia that just looked better. Carson Wentz looked phenomenal. So it was very funny. You know, I didn't think Alshon Jeffrey was going to have a great game because he had Patrick Peterson. I didn't think Ertz was going to have a great game because the Cardinals cover the tight end pretty well. So I said on my Saturday morning show to my man Willie Walls, I said, what do you think about Nelson Aguilar? And he goes, Doc, I just threw up in my mouth. You know what? Here's something that you guys have to take advantage of. Okay? The Cardinals are terrible against the slot, right? And they're terrible against the other team's second receiver. So you need to be aware of this. So next week the Cardinals play Tampa Bay. Maybe that's not a good game for Mike Evans, but a really good one for Deshaun Jackson against Bethel. Maybe Adam Humphries. Maybe Cameron Brate. I think a little Humphries, Deshaun Jackson there. Nothing wrong with that. Just throwing it out there. You guys have to dig deep. That's how we win. All right, speaking of winning. The Jacksonville Jaguars ran their game against the Steelers to perfection. Play great defense. Check. Ben Roethlisberger sacked twice, intercepted 5 times. Run the football. Check. 37 for 231. Don't let Blake Bortles pass the ball. Check. 8 for 14. We win the game. I mean, seriously. That is Jaguars football at its finest. No receiver did well. Nobody did well except for Fournette and the defense. That's how bad this team is. But if you're playing in an IDP league, you better like Telvin Smith and Miles Jack and Jalen Ramsey. Got no problem with those guys. All right. I'm going to lay it on the line here. And I'm going to give you a guy early in the week. But I don't know whether this guy is going to come to fruition. But I'm telling you, I like this guy. Hugh Jackson has a choice to make. Okay? And here's the choice. And I think it's a very simple choice. Kevin Hogan has looked pretty good when he's played. And DeShone Kizer, to me, has not. I know they don't want to play Hogan. But in week 2 against Baltimore, 5 for 1,118 yards and a touchdown. Week 4 at Cincinnati, 5 for 8, 65 yards. Against the Jets, 16 for 19, 194 yards and 2 touchdowns. What am I getting at? I believe Kevin Hogan understands this offense way, way better than DeShone Kizer. Is he a better athlete? No. Is he a better prospect? No. Is he better for Cleveland right now? Yes. I think he is. And I think he gives them a better chance to win. So I would be benching DeShone Kizer, who I'm telling you, I'm watching this kid and I'm thinking to myself, he's not ready. There was one play where David Njoku was so open. I am telling you, all Kizer had to do was look at his second progression, and he couldn't do it. Hogan comes in, and Njoku's and Lewis and all these guys are catching the football. Now, Hugh Jackson's not stupid. I know he wants to be loyal to Kizer, but he ain't going to win a game with Kizer. He's going to win a game with Hogan. Because I'll tell you, that game against Houston is winnable. It is winnable. I believe that. I don't know if they will win, but it's winnable. And I think Hogan might be the guy to do it. Josh McCown, unreal. I'll just say this. I have always liked Josh McCown. I don't think he's a great quarterback. But I think he's good enough. He's good enough not to suck and keep the Jets in games. 23 for 30, 194 yards, 2 touchdowns. He kept them in games. Bilal Powell got hurt, didn't matter. He found Kearse, he found Curley, he found Austin Seferian-Jenkins. He made it work. Good for him, right? The Panthers and the Lions. Now, I have to go and say this. When you suck, I will tell you you suck. And when you're good, I'll tell you you're good. Cam Newton was absolutely very good this week. 26 for 33, 355 yards, 3 touchdowns. And here's what, in my opinion, made Cam Newton good. He went to Ed Dixon. He went to Devin Funchess. He used his receivers. The problem with Cam in years past is that he focused on Benjamin. Olsen. Cam is finding other receivers, and he's played a lot better. Good for him. As for the Lions, couldn't run the ball. Amir Abdullah couldn't do anything. Theo Riddick could barely do anything. They couldn't find Golden Tate. They just didn't do enough, and Matthew Stafford got injured. I mean, I expect him back next week, but it didn't look good. He was dealing with an ankle injury. Okay, speaking of not looking good, I don't think I have seen a guy that I can't stand more than Jay Cutler. I didn't know it was humanly possible to throw for 92 yards against the worst secondary in the NFL. I know that Devontae Parker got hurt. I get that. What about Kenny Stills? I mean, this is just so bad. If I'm a Dolphin fan, I mean, they were cheering after the game. Oh, yeah, we won, yeah. Dude, your team stinks. You barely beat a Matt Castle-led Titans team, and Matt Castle is absolutely disgusting. Like 100 years old of bad. Jay Ajayi, 25 for 77. Couldn't even get off the line of scrimmage. His longest carry was 11 yards. It's terrible. Terrible. Jarvis Landry, 10 targets. How does Kenny Stills have 2 targets? Is it because Miami's offensive line is so bad? I mean, really, I have to be worried about Miami. Have to. Seriously, next week against Atlanta, they're going to get destroyed. Destroyed. Atlanta coming off a loss at home against this chump change team? Oh my God. Bet big on Atlanta. Big. Miami's terrible. They really are a bad team. Speaking of bad teams, the Oakland Raiders are really bad right now. Now look, I know E.J. Manuel wasn't there. Well, I know E.J. Manuel was starting instead of Carr. Carr should be back next week. But the Raiders just can't stop the run. 39 carries for Baltimore, 143 yards. I mean, it says it right there. Game over. Flacco looked good. Mike Wallace looked good. Amari Cooper once again looks like poo. So who does Oakland have the rest of the way? I got to ask myself this question. So let me break it down here. Amari Cooper, let's see, they're week 6 against the Chargers. Then they play Kansas City on Thursday, Buffalo, Miami, New England, Denver, the Giants, Kansas City, Dallas, Philadelphia. I don't know if it's going to get much better for Cooper. I think he just smells. I don't know. I don't see it getting better. I see it getting a whole lot worse. I don't see it getting better. I wish I did, but I don't see it. I don't see it. Okay, Seattle and the Rams. I think this whole game went downhill for the Rams when Todd Gurley fumbled in the end zone. They got the touchback there. They were driving. Gurley made a great play. Once they went down, the Rams can't play from behind. Not yet. Not yet. Cooper Kupp, by the way, should have caught that ball in the end zone. That was right there in his hands. I was shocked he dropped that. Todd Gurley did nothing. Big problem. Goff was through the ball too many times. They didn't run the ball well enough. As for Seattle, Russell Wilson was barely average. There was no running game to speak of. The reason they won this game was because they played really good defense. Really good defense. I don't think Seattle is very good. I got to be honest with you. The offensive line is not good. The running game is not existent. They're just not good. Oh, by the way, whoever spent money for J.D. McKissick, you spent a lot of money for 6.6 points. Told you. Green Bay and Dallas. So I find this so interesting. Dallas is winning at halftime. The Bengals are winning at halftime. And you let Aaron Rodgers back in the game. And the second you do that, it's over. You've got to play the same way you played in the first quarter and the fourth quarter. You go for the jugular. Rodgers only went 19 for 29, but he had 3 touchdowns. And by the way, I love this kid, Aaron Jones. I got to tell you, I might like him more than Ty Montgomery. And I think he's going to play. I do. I don't know how you don't play this guy. He looked terrific. And that was a really good catch he made as well. For Dallas, Cole Beasley looked really good. Very impressed there. Thought he did a good job. I thought he played well. Des Bryant looked okay. Jason Witten just does his thing. Ezekiel Elliott, 29 carries, 116 yards. I wish they involved him more in the passing game. Dak Prescott played good. I have got no criticisms for the Cowboys except they stopped putting their foot on their gas. Keep your foot on the gas. That's how you win. All right, Kansas City beats the Texans in a crazy game. 40 points scored in the fourth quarter. So if you went to bed, you're like, oh my God, this game is done. It's 23-13, blah, blah, blah. You missed an exciting fourth quarter. Alex Smith, 324 yards, 3 touchdowns. Kareem Hunt, 107 yards. Tyreek Hill with a punt return touchdown. Travis Kelce leaves the game with a concussion, 8 for 98. Chris Conley done for the year. Albert Wilson injured. Will Fuller with 2 touchdowns. DeAndre Hopkins with 3 touchdowns. My boy Deshaun Watson with 5 touchdowns. Count them, 5 and 31 yards rushing. This was some game. Some game. If you just stack the crap out of this game, you're my rich friend right now. But I think Houston's going to have to do the same type of thing every week without J.J. Watt and without Whitney Merciless. They don't have a lot going on there. They really don't have a lot going on there. They're going to have to do a lot. They're going to have to play tough defense. They're going to have to improve this defense. So that's my opinion there. They're going to have to get better. If they don't get better on defense, as good as Watson is, as good as Hopkins is, as good as Miller's been, I don't know if you're making the playoffs. All right, I just want to give a note of congratulations to my friend Mike, listener number 7. He had a baby girl, so congratulations to him and his wife. Such a beautiful time, and it's a great month. The Roto birthday month is in October, so very happy for Mike, and best wishes to him and his family. All right, right now it's time to put away the insurance cards, put away the copay. The office is closed, my friends. Oh my God, I forgot. I got to preview tonight's game. Minnesota and the Bears. Here's what I'm watching. Sam Bradford. Is he back? How does he look? Latavius Murray. Is he 100%? Jerick McKinnon. How much time is he stealing? Kyle Rudolph. Is he more involved in the offense? That's what I'm watching for Minnesota. For the Bears, I'm looking at Mitchell Trubisky. Is he a Carson Wentz kind of quarterback, which I think he is? Will they get Tariq Cohen and Jordan Howard involved together at the same time as opposed to one or the other? And then finally, can Trubisky find a wide receiver on the Bears because nobody else could and Mike Glennon couldn't? But we need to see Kendall Wright get better. We need to see Marcus Wheaton get better. That's what I'm watching tonight. Okay? Please check us out at scoutdfs.com for the best in NHL, NBA, and the NFL, of course. And, of course, check out scoutfantasy.com. Enter the promo code ROTO2017. Get half off your first month. If you're playing for a win tonight, I hope you get it. I am rooting for you. And remember, check out the premium message boards. If we can answer any last-minute questions, we're always happy to do so. All right, guys, wishing you a great day. Be well. Take care.
Thanks for listening to the Scout Fantasy Show. There's never been a better time to join the Scout Army. Visit scoutfantasy.com. Use the promo ROTO for 2 months free. And don't forget, fantasy players, please thumbs up the podcast on the iHeart app. See you next time. Go Scouts!